Hello, in this video we will continue with the functions. In the last video we talk on this kind of method which is it doesn't take any parameter but it returns a value. Okay, so in this video I will talk on this one, which means it takes some parameters, maybe one or more than one parameter, and it returns a value. So now let's write this one. So here let me write another function, and if a method returns a value, it should return just one value. It cannot return more than one. So let's say it returns integer, and then let me call this, for example, M4, okay, meaning the fourth type of method, and then parameter. So here we say, let's say it takes only one parameter, which is integer a. Okay. Okay. So in here we can say that, or let me do this. Let's say it takes two parameters. So here let me say add. Okay. So it adds two numbers together, and first one is a, second one is b. Okay. And here we can return a value, so we can add them together. So for example, let's declare another variable, and when I declare a variable here, for example, if I say sum, okay, so this is a local variable because I declare it inside of this curly braces in this block. So a block begins with a curly brace, ends with another curly brace. So this is a block. If I declare this variable inside of this block, it is local to this block only, which means we say its scope is this block. So outside of this, it is not recognized. So this is local variable. But if I declare a variable outside, for example, let's say int g, okay, so now this is global variable. Okay, so let me just delete this. Okay, so this is sum, and then I can do this. I can initialize it. I can say a plus b. Okay, and then at the end, so this program does not compile because we say we are returning an integer, so we must return. So how do I return? We just say return and then sum. Okay, so now this returns it, and let's call this. So let me just delete these ones. Okay, so let's call this method add. Okay, and then this one, for example, could be 1, and second one is 2. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Okay, it doesn't display anything because we need to print it. So this returns, but we are not catching that. So we can assign it to another variable, or as soon as this function returns a value, we can just display that. For example, I can say printf, okay, and then let me do this. Okay, so percent %i, and then we can go to the next line. Okay, so as you see here, this value returns a so this method returns a value, and then it is placed or plugged in here. Okay, so this returns 3, and then we display 3. So let me run this. Okay, it displays 3 on the screen. By the way, this sum is not needed actually. So I can do this. Whatever, so as soon as I add them together, just return it. So I can get rid of this one. Okay. And instead of this one, I can say a plus b. Okay, you don't have to put them inside of the parentheses. You just return them. Okay, so when we run, so we get the same result. And also, I can do this. So let's say integer. Okay, so integer c. Okay, and okay, so let me just copy and paste it here. So c becomes 3. Okay, and then I can call the same method with different. So let me say int and let's say d. Okay, so add for example 20 and 30. Okay, and then here I can do this c plus d. Okay, so what will this be? So this returns 3, c is 3. This returns 50, so d is 50. So when you add them together, basically this is also one integer. They are not two integers. Okay, so this is 53. So this should display 53. Okay, 53. By the way, you can also do this. Instead of using d, I can have this one, or let me call it here. So I can say add, for example, 60. Okay, and then 10. So this returns 70. So this highlighted part plus we have 3. Okay, and then okay, so this is unused, so let me just comment this out. Okay, 73. And also I can do this. I can say let me comment this out. Add. Okay, so 3 and 4. Okay, so this returns actually let me just okay, so let me complicate things a little. All right, so let me run this. So this returns 7 plus 70. Okay, so that should be 77. Okay, so 77. As you see, we have a add operation here. So why not calling add method again? So this will be the first parameter. This will be the second parameter. Okay, so here I can say add. Okay, and then okay, so let me put them here. Okay, so what do you think the problem is? The problem is add expects two parameters. Okay, so it says too few arguments for this function, and it expects two parameters, but we have only one, which is add method needs two parameters. But how many parameters do we have here? This is an integer plus another integer yields an integer. So this highlighted part is only one integer. Okay, so instead of the plus sign here, we should have comma. Okay, so this is the first integer, which is 7, comma, and then second parameter, which is 70, and then add them together. So this function returns 77, and then we display that. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, it worked. So it displays 77. I hope this is also clear. Have a nice day.